Welcome to the Midwest Flyways podcast. I am your only host this week, Cal Ness, Joey Vassallo, out of office. We have with me Krabby Carter.
Yes,
Carter,
sir.
say hi.
Hello.
Okay. And we have a very special guest this week, recurring guest, one of our good friends, Sam Cederberg. Sam, say hello.
What's going on?
Fantasy football guru.
Fantasy football guru, Carter?
Fantasy football guru.
For your team, not my own.
Yep, for my team.
He picked your whole team, right?
Yeah, during the Midwest Flyways party.
And it's doing good.
Yeah, 6-2 so far.
Top
of the league.
How many leagues are you in, Carter?
4.
And how are the other leagues doing?
That one's the best. The other one I'm like 5-3. Sports guys bad. Dynasty bad.
Turns out you got to be a little buzzed up drafting the team. You
Yeah.
think I care about
Gotta
who
let
was
it rip.
drafting for you?
No, you picked Kyron Williams.
Damn. Well, by the way, since that's not really important to me, this podcast is brought to you by First Light. And if you guys haven't checked out First Light's waterfowl gear, please go check it out. They have some awesome pieces. Kings of Merino Wool. Go get some Merino Wool base layers. Check those out. Firstlight.com. Carter, can you play some intro music, do you think?
Yep.
Good job, Carter. Were you actually ready?
No, not at all. I threw my computer.
Nice. It's good work. Oh, man. October lull, buddy.
Yeah. Some colder weather, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been colder than it was the past couple of years.
Yeah, for sure.
But still kind of slow.
Yeah.
Don't have a ton of birds right now.
No. And
Have you been hunting?
I was actually out in South Dakota 2 weeks ago. Plenty of birds. Well, I guess.
South
plenty.
Dakota.
Yeah, plenty of ducks out there. Saw quite a few geese, but not as many as we thought we would see.
Yeah.
But man, is it foggy out there. I didn't realize once you hit that pothole region, showed up a day early to get some scouting in.
Yeah.
30 minutes into South Dakota and just hit a wall of, well, I can only see 40 yards. It doesn't help when you're trying to find a spot.
You get into that nice flat cornfield ground and it just kind of lingers.
I swear, I just
The fog just lingers.
drove up a hill and there it was, and
Yeah.
I had to walk around on public land to get back to potholes to maybe see a couple birds in a pond.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah. Impossible to scout.
yeah.
Carter, did you feel like growing up there's a lot of fog?
So much.
Really?
Crazy amount.
Yeah, because I feel like even when we were there for duck opener,
Yep.
like the second day, it was super foggy.
Yep.
Yeah, it just, I mean, perfect condition.
Yeah. Do you guys
Perfect condition.
Do you guys feel like, we've had problems hunting, geese in the fog, ducks, not so much, but man, when geese pop out of the fog and see your decoys, they either
Just bail.
do it very dirty where they don't give a crap, but man, I've never seen geese flare so hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that just depends on the day, probably in the situation a lot. Like I've had hunts where, it's foggy and if the geese feel like they need to feed, like if birds feel like they need to feed, then, they're not thinking maybe as clearly, they're just going to do it. But if they feel like they don't, if they're not like completely pressured, like they have to do something, I think it's just really dependent.
Yeah.
It's weird too, because you'll get that with like snow. Like if you're in blizzard conditions, you'll get the same thing where like if birds are going to come to you, they're either just going to do it dirty because they're not thinking about it and they're just way too focused on the fact they need to feed and get back to the roost.
Yeah.
Or they feel like they don't really need to feed, and then they will freak out a little bit.
And I guess the only time I've ever experienced fog, goose hunting is always early season. So those birds could be doing whatever,
Yeah, that's the hard part, to pattern them.
Yeah. It always sucks in Minnesota when, the early season. You see that there's no wind the next morning. Well, there's probably a 99% chance that you're going to be hunting in some fog, which sucks. But
yeah, during early season, that's a guarantee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Guarantee.
but then you kind of know the deal too. I mean, you just might not shoot your birds till 9 a.m.
Yeah.
It might be 9:30.
Yeah, can't have your hopes up in early season anyways, so,
It's that early season's
fog.
tough. It can be a little bit of a crapshoot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you haven't duck hunted that much around here yet?
I've done a decent amount around here. Actually went out this past weekend, but
yeah,
man, I was out on Saturday. pond that I've gone to multiple times.
Yeah.
Private property. And I swear I heard as much shooting as I did on opener on that same pond. And I saw maybe 5 ducks, but to the north of me and to the south of me, it was
blasting.
Oh, yeah. I mean, maybe I wasn't paying attention as much on opener, but there wasn't a lack of shooting when I was out there to only see the 5 birds I did.
Yeah. You think you're in the wrong spot? Or you just think...
It was a Hail Mary, kind of like, I want to go out hunting. I went out by myself and, just kind of get out. But yeah, it's crazy. And the shooting wasn't that far away to where I'm like, all right.
It's still that time of year where like a lot of people are hunting. Like you're still getting a lot of like public land hunters that are out of Minnesota, which for those of you that aren't from Minnesota, I mean, you wouldn't know this, but the colder it gets, the less people you'll see, the less people you're here shooting, hunting. You'll still get a fair amount of field hunters, I feel like the guys that have private permission, they're still going to go and do their thing in the fields. But I think on public water in Minnesota, the closer you get into the end of duck season, the less and less people you're going to see, which is good in the sense that that's when the best hunting is.
Oh, yeah.
We don't really have a lot of birds during October typically, so you're kind of getting away with it a little bit.
Well, and you think about it, I would say the more hardcore guys are, wanting to field hunt and hunting in the fields versus the guy for the first month of the season that wants to go out and walk to a public pond, throw his dozen decoys out and do some duck hunting. Kind of lose those guys after the first month, but anyone that's hunting in field, does quite a bit of hunting. You don't see...
Or just grew up with it.
Yeah.
Or grew up with the land.
Yeah.
The land access. Yeah.
Yeah. You see a lot more people in water that, weekend warriors, I guess you could call it, or, first month of the season, guys that are blasting on openers.
Yeah, just like fair weather kind of, weather hunters.
Who wants to go spend the money on a field spread? That's going out and buying 24 floaters versus, full bodies.
It's very funny when you think about how much, like one of the things I think about a lot is people talk a lot now about how there's less duck hunters, but there's more pressure.
Yeah.
And I think there's a few things with that because, number one, a lot of the people that used to duck hunt, like duck hunting, it wasn't like you had to be a duck hunter. You could just be a hunter.
Yeah.
And duck hunting, because of how much more public land there was back then, wasn't as big of a production, I don't think.
Yeah.
It was a lot more like, this Saturday, me and some buddies, we're going to go duck hunt, and like you go out duck hunt. It's like more of a fun, tradition thing like that you did. I don't think it was as much where it was like so serious.
Yeah.
And when you dwindle down and you get rid of all those, like, I'm not that crazy into this. And I think there's so many pieces to it. The legality behind it and how many gray areas there are and how hard they've dinged people over the years, the amount of meat you can actually have in your possession and, the strict rules for transporting birds. And, over time, less and less hunters, less and less people reliant on hunting for their food source. So you're just like dwindling down to a place where now, the million people that are hunt ducks, like they're the most serious million.
Yeah.
Like it's the people that can't let it go, that aren't going to let it go. That's who we've got left that's hunting ducks. So like those people are going to be way more intense about finding birds, trying to hunt the right way, trying to actually have land permission, a full decoy spread, like all that stuff.
Yeah. You got to think about it. All the farmers, all the older farmers that you're trying to get permission on, they've been asked however many
1,000 times at this point,
Exactly. And it's like back in the day, I'm going to say that the older generations had a lot more respect and maturity for their hunting, especially when it comes to farmers, to where farmers didn't feel like it was much of a liability letting anyone out on their field, right? Nowadays, how many farmers you run into that, they have a story that a hunter ruined it for them or made a mess of things, left stuff out there where they're not going to let anyone else out there. And, older farmers remember that kind of stuff, and you see it more and more every year.
Well, and that's tough because when you look at the lifespan of a farm, excuse me, if this farm has been passed down a couple generations, man, over a 70-year period, dude, you've got to have a bad story.
Oh, yeah.
If you've been letting people hunt there, you're going to end up with some shithead that's going to do the wrong thing, leave their shells in the field, leave a chair out there for you to combine,
Yeah.
treat the property like shit, drive their truck around in the field and mud it up, whatever it is. Like, you're going to have that happen to you probably.
Yeah.
And so all it takes though is one bad thing. It's like one bad story. The odds are stacked against you. This farm's been here for 70 years. They've been letting people hunt it every year.
Oh, yeah.
And eventually someone is going to fuck up.
Yeah.
Someone's going to do something, ruin that field for you. And then that's all it takes. Yeah, it's like one bad story. Like you said, you go to a farmer and they say no. They say, nope. 10 years ago, I had this guy come out and he left, big ruts in my field and he ruined a bunch of crops and they left their shells everywhere. And that was the last time. I drove over or I combined a chair. Cost me $5,000 to fix my combine, and that was it. It's something like that, and that stuff happens way too often. And then all of a sudden, like, there you go, that's out.
Yeah, and man, for some of these farmers, I mean, it's out of the kindness of their heart to let you go out there. I mean, they have all of the liability. They could just say no, and that's that, right? The fact that they at one point allowed people out into their fields to hunt, like, there's so much liability letting people you don't know go onto your property with guns to shoot birds for your hobby.
Right.
I mean, that alone,
for something you don't give a shit about.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like these farmers, a lot of these guys, like, they don't hunt ducks.
Mm-hmm.
They don't hunt in their field. They don't care. It's not of interest to them. And the reality is too, man, like, I get why farmers want people to pay to lease it.
Yeah.
I get that point, because once you pay for it, you have buy-in on it.
Yeah.
Now you're invested somewhat in the care of this property. You're spending money to make sure that you can hunt this property.
Yeah.
So you don't want it to be rutted up. You don't want it to be treated like shit. You have a relationship with this farmer.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why a lot of, like, these farmers now, it's not like because dude, the reality is, right? Like, what does $1,000? What does $2,000? What's that doing for this farmer?
Yeah.
You're not paying the mortgage for this guy.
No.
Maybe that's a fun toy, or like something this guy wants, or his wife wants, or I don't know what, but you're not like cutting checks that are changing this guy's life here. So I don't know that, the argument is like, oh, they want some money. They're greedy. They want you to pay for it. Well, what's $1,000, dude? Yeah. Like, what is $2,000 doing for this guy?
For a farm? Not much.
Nothing, dude. Yeah. No, this guy's got
operating costs.
This guy's got I don't. What is a new combine now, Carter? $700K?
A lot.
$1 million? Yeah. This guy's got $1 million, $700,000 combine. You want to give him a check for $1,500?
Let alone if
come on,
something breaks on that combine.
No shit.
It's like,
yeah, combining your fucking chair out there. It's like that is why. And I don't, when people get upset because they can't get permission, or when they get upset because a landowner wants money. Yeah. I'm like, dude, put yourself in this guy's shoes, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like, what is the benefit to him what is the benefit to him or her letting you hunt?
Zero benefit.
Zero benefit.
And the amount of farmers you talk to that are going to forget that you even had a conversation with them by the time you get to their end of their driveway. I mean, they have so much going on. And, you have farmers that are doing a lot of, have a lot of dairy farmers that are also, doing a lot of crops. And they always have something going on,
Oh, yeah.
They're getting their 5 or 6 hours of sleep, or maybe even less. And they're doing chores the entire day.
Right.
Every day.
Right. These guys are on a 14-hour day.
7 days a week.
Right.
And there's no break for them to, if anything, you are just taking time out of their day that they should be doing something else.
Yeah, especially during hunting season.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Especially during hunting season. That's the busy time of the year for the farmer. So, I think I talk to a lot of young guys that get really frustrated because they're like, nobody will let me hunt. I've asked 10 places. It's like, buddy, I've asked 500 places. Like, I've asked 150 farmers. You might get permission 10% of the time.
Yeah.
You're going to have to ask a lot of people for permission till you actually are getting permission.
And I would say it's even less than 10%.
It might be. I think it's better than 10%, but I think it depends where you go.
Yeah, for sure.
And it depends on who you are and how you present yourself and the way you talk to them and what you know about your shit. I mean, if you go up to a farmer and you ask him if you can hunt his, bean field, and you don't know what kind of field it is, like, this guy's already on alert. Like, it's shit like that where it's like, dude, You know, you have to be able to a little bit speak their language, maybe know what you're talking about. And I think that's why it's important if you're like starting out and you don't know all that stuff, ask somebody, dude.
Yeah.
Like call your buddy, send him a picture, call your farmer buddy. Hey man, what kind of field is this? If you were going to ask for permission, what would you be worried about if you were the farmer?
Yeah.
You know, like call a buddy.
Well, and, you know, I get a lot of people are probably, you know, kids are nervous to go up and talk to a complete stranger and ask for permission. It's like, start off with, you know, getting to know them. Like, hey, how's your day going? You know, this and that. You don't have to instantly jump to, hey, sir, we'd like to hunt your field. It's like, I have no clue who you are. You know, introduce yourself, ask them how they're doing. You know, if you see, you walk up to how many times you walk up to a farmer and he's doing something, you know, first thing you should do is, hey, can I help you out with that? And then, you know, get to where you don't have to be, it's not rude, but, you know, you don't instantly have to jump to it.
Yeah, I think it's just a way, it's the way you approach it.
Yeah, and farmers are going to be a lot more comfortable with you if you go into it like, hey, how's it going today? You know,
yeah,
what's new with you? Kind of acting like you know them a little bit.
Right.
You know, you got to kind of get them comfortable. But, I mean, I was talking to my buddy. His uncle has a farm that's 5 minutes down the road from here. And last year he had a wheat field. And his uncle had said that in the 3 days leading up to opener last year, early goose opener, that he had more than 50 people ask him for permission.
Yeah.
Do you know how pissed off I would personally be?
You can't get, how can you even get anything done? I mean, you're trying to work on a tractor and you got 10 people coming a day to ask you to punt.
I'd put a sign up in my yard saying, no, you know,
right, no hunting. Do not ask.
Seriously, I'm surprised I haven't seen any farmers with signs like, don't even bother. You have?
Oh yeah. I've seen, there was one guy I pulled up to his house, had a sign at the front of his yard next to his mailbox, said no hunting, don't bother asking.
Imagine if you just drive past it and just go up there. Hey, sir.
Hey, man. Yo, listen, my name is Cal. I just want to hunt your field. You cool with that? That'd really piss him right off. Really quick before we get back into this, one of the sponsors of this podcast, which is very related to this topic, is Onyx Hunt. And one of the things you can use Onyx Hunt for, which some people do and don't know, is you can find out landowner information of who owns a property. Especially when it's especially helpful when there's a field and there's no house on the field and you don't know where that person might live. You can look up, if you click on the field, it'll show a tax address and a name of the owner. And you can use that to either go to that address and ask for permission or try to find a way to contact them through somebody else nearby or whatever. But at least you have a name for the person you're looking for. So if you're not using Onyx, you can use our discount code MWF20 for 20% off your elite or your state membership. For your state, it's like $35. So if you don't have that, you are missing the boat, brother. So go check that out. But yeah, man, it's interesting. What's the worst thing you've ever had a farmer say to you? Or like, what's the worst interaction you've ever had asking for permission?
It wasn't with bird hunting, but it was coyote hunting, which I thought, you know,
would be easier to get permission for.
All farmers could agree, like, hey,
they don't want coyotes.
Screw coyotes.
No doubt.
I thought the guy was going to pull a gun on my buddy and I. We were in Buffalo just asking this farmer, and he's chopping wood with his son, or what we thought was his son. And, hey, you carefully, you know, try to shoot some coyotes. And why would you shoot coyotes? Like, oh, you know, some people have problems with them and, you know, eating livestock or, you know, because we hunted a farm right down the road and they're constantly eating his cattle and everything. So he's like, why would anyone ever shoot a coyote? We have them as pets. And he's like, you guys can get the F out of here. You know, like we thought this dude was going to start chasing us. Like he went 0 to 100.
Really?
Whoa. I mean, you could have just said no. And he wanted to get all into it.
He said they have coyotes as pets?
So yeah, he was like talking crazy to where I started the truck so quick to get out of there. Like, I don't even want to be anywhere close to this dude's property. Like, he used, you know, the wood chippers on him. Like, dude's going to throw us in there. Like, the dude was so aggressive.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Like, he thought it was the worst thing in the world.
That you even asked.
I don't know if it was a bad day and he just wanted to go along with it, that he actually gave a crap about him. But
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he probably left and he was like, dude, did you see that?
I didn't want to ask another farmer that day. I was like, that dude just ruined it for me. I'm scared, you know, like, you know, let's stick to the properties we have right now. It's like, man, yeah, that was, must have been a bad day, but
yeah,
I would never expect that with coyotes.
Yeah. I had a farmer once basically walk out the door. I hadn't said a word. I'm walking up to the house. Guy walks right out the front door. Big ass, angry looking dude. Just an angry old crabby farmer.
Yeah.
You know, and he walked out the door and he said, "Don't take another fucking step." And he said, "The answer is no. And if you don't get the fuck off my property, we're going to have a problem." And I just turned around and didn't say a fucking word to him. Just got right back in my truck and left.
Damn. I mean,
Yeah, crazy, dude. Because I wasn't even wearing camo or anything that would have said what I was there for.
hey, sir, I'm
This
here
guy
to-
must have been asked like that other guy like 50 times that week.
He must have had a juiced field.
Dude, it was loaded.
So-
Probably 20,000 mallards in
Oh,
it.
gosh.
And
Well,
he
yeah.
legit, he came right out the front door, didn't let me say a word. And he was like,
Yikes.
"Don't take another step. The answer is no. Get the fuck off my property or we're going to have a problem." I was
Sir,
like,
we've
"Okay."
been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
That's exactly what I wanted to say.
Sir, I'm here to spread the good word.
Dude, fuck. That guy's got a, he had like an old Ford Fairlane. "Sir, your extended warranty on this vehicle, definitely up." And yeah, man. No, but some people get pissed. And yeah, if you're like out there doing it for the first time, that's scary.
Oh, yeah. If I was a
That's scary.
kid in high school, like going up for the first time and I had that experience, I'm sending every single one of my buddies up to the door and I'll drive, you know, I'll spend the money on the gas. You guys can go ask.
No doubt, man. Yep.
I've had some times in North Dakota where, obviously my buddy Reed, which you met Reed.
Yeah.
We had it last year, early goose, where we were out scouting and it was a Hail Mary, found a pretty good feed, but had no clue who owned it. You know, address in a different state, tax address in a different state. So
Classic.
what we normally have luck with is going to the nearby farm, and chances are they have a lease for the field and can give away the hunting rights for it, right?
Right.
So we're going to these different farms and we pull up to this, you know, looks like a Joe Heinz entering the haunted house, right?
Yes,
You know, like, okay, you know, my buddy goes up in there. I'm not shitting you. He was in there for 25, 30 minutes.
In the house?
Yeah. We were texting him. We were texting Reed, calling Reed. Like, I was about to, like, get up and, you know, grab my shotgun
with your
from
gun.
the back. Yeah,
Right.
like,
This guy just went in the house and he's
dude dead.
just
You know,
gone.
I didn't hear a
Yeah.
gunshot. Like, my buddy and I are both looking at each other like, where is he? Like, it's dark at this point. Like, there's no more scouting. We're done. Like, comes out. He's like, "Oh, yeah, they were eating dinner," and took off my shoes and I sat down with them and we were talking about politics for 30 minutes. I'm like, you don't think, you know, hey,
you should let your buddies know, dude, I'm not dead.
Oh my gosh. I was like,
he literally went in and had dinner.
yeah, basically just like so nonchalant. Like these.
Did you get permission?
No, they didn't know who owned the field.
Oh, come on.
That was the worst part. That, you know, oh no, they don't know the guy. Well, Reed, it's pitch black.
Dude.
I mean, it was Hail Mary. You know, we weren't going to find anything else. It was getting dark anyways. But I'm like, you could have like texted us and let us know.
No doubt, bro.
You're just so nonchalant about it. Like, you know, what we were talking about.
Well, you know,
okay. You got some of those couples way out there. When's the last time they've talked to, you know, had a conversation with someone? They go to the grocery store like once every 3 months and they have everything they need at the farm. It's like,
they never leave. They don't talk to people.
They are probably just begging to talk to someone about
excited
politics.
to talk to
you know,
someone.
like, I'm ready, you know?
Yeah.
Man.
That's good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had like creepy shit happen?
We had it.
You ever any weird shit happen, like asking for permission where you were like really creeped out at someone's house?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we pulled up to a farm in South Dakota 2 weeks ago, and my buddy Tyson had just ran out to go ask for permission. And he's like, dude, there's like 16 bowls on this guy's porch for cats or dogs or whatever. And his front, like, patio area just covered in shit. And there is dogs. Like, there was a dog laying in the driveway, and we pulled right up to this thing and didn't move. Is it dead? And jumped up. And, oh, thank goodness. You know, like, no one was there. There were a bunch of cars, you know, the grain car, you know, everything was parked there. Like, no, for sure, someone's home. 2 different houses. Both of them had crazy amount of animals, you know, food bowls and shit everywhere. And I'm like, what is going on? I mean, it wasn't like any time of the day where you'd be out doing anything. Like, the guy's farm was right there. You could tell all his combines and grain carts and everything was there. All the cars were parked there, and you just look into people's houses, and you're like, I really hope no one lives in there. It's like,
dude, that
Seriously.
is so real, bro. Like you will look in, because the thing is, you'll go up, and a lot of them will have like a big bay window or something.
Yeah.
And there's no blinds pulled.
Yeah.
You can just see right in the house, and you're like, oh man,
Dude,
it's rough in there, buddy.
like up north deer hunting, there's this place that we drive by every year since I was a kid, and broken windows, and
Yeah.
I mean, this
And they
thing
live in there?
is run down. And one year we drove by it, and there's kids playing outside. And I'm like, I feel so bad for. I mean, it's like we've all known about this creepy place, broken windows, whatever, and then magically one year there's people living in it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, someone
like-
bought it and trying to fix it up, maybe.
No,
I'll tell you a creepy story. I'll tell you a creepy story for sure. Before I do, by the way, guys, this podcast is brought to you by Migra Ammunitions. If you have not checked out their 2-4 stack, go check it out. Try it. I think you're really going to like it. 20 gauge 2-4 stack is my favorite load, so go give that a shot. So one time, it was around here, like around in Minnesota, like somewhat localish. And I went to this person's house. They had a bunch of mallards in their field. Little flooded depression in the field.
Yep.
Really nice little field. Perfect hunting situation. I go to the house, and it's a really old house. Really run down, old farmhouse. 2-story, kind of Victorian era.
Yeah.
You know, but just very, very neglected. Lead paint, bubbling paint everywhere, you know, flecking off paint. Just like very run down. And there was a car, like a, I don't know, an older used van, but like a van that was like parked out front.
Yeah.
But I really didn't see any other signs of people being there.
Mhm.
I looked on X, the tax address was a different state. So I'm like, well, this maybe is like something they just like rent out.
Yeah.
It's like a rental house, you know? So I'm like, well, at least I'll maybe get to talk to somebody. Walking up to the house, dude, I just got this like very weird vibe. You know, like just a vibe where you're just like, I just don't want to be here.
The heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, man. Like the
maybe I don't
heebie-jeebies a
want
little
to
bit,
hunt.
dude.
Yeah.
And bro, I go walking up to this front door, and I knock on the door, dude. Nothing happens. And out of the corner of my eyebrow, I can see the fucking curtains move. And I'm like, no, dude. I don't like this at all, bro.
Absolutely
It's very,
not.
very bad,
No.
dude. And so I'm just like, fuck, you know, but like it's probably, maybe someone's just in the house, you know, like who knows? Could be a dog, whatever. Dude, I fucking knock on this door again. I back up, and I'm like walking around outside, like looking to see if there's anyone around. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to go. And as I'm like going to get back in my truck, dude, the fucking curtains open up again. There's nobody in the curtains.
No.
It's
I'm
like
out
the
of there.
curtains are just spread open.
I'm out of there.
Like
Nope.
someone's looking out of them, but there's no person there. And I legit got back in my truck as fast as possible and just fucking left. I was like, you know what?
Dude.
I don't want to hunt here anyway. Like this is just, and it just stuck with me. It just freaked me out so bad. I was just like,
Dude.
just, you know, when you get that, I don't know, I had that weird gut feeling.
heebie-jeebies,
Walk
yeah.
up, dude. I got the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
Then the curtain moves. And then I'm like, no, that wasn't anything. I knock again. Nothing happens. I'm fucking leaving. And the curtains, as I'm leaving, and I look back at the house, the curtains just to the left of the front door. Shitty ass rundown house. The curtains open like someone's using their hands to spread the curtains apart.
No.
Dude, like not the fucking AC unit blowing on it, you know? No AC in this house for sure. And dude, they parted open like someone was just staring out. And I'm like, nah.
No,
I gotta go.
I love hunting. I wish I could do it every day. Not worth it.
Not worth it. Not worth it, bro.
Well,
Freaked me out, dude. Got
Okay.
me good.
One thing that my girlfriend has a very bad habit of is, for whatever reason, anytime we go camping, she always wants to listen to Crime Junkies on the way up.
Of course.
But yeah, it's like, oh, we can't do this when we're going to stay at our own house. You
Yeah,
know,
or
like,
in a hotel, you know. No,
somewhere that you don't have to worry about it. No,
Right.
when we're going to stay in a tent, it's
Right.
always Crime Junkies episodes. I'm
Of
like,
course.
okay, here I am, not falling asleep.
Right, the
Scared
first
out of my
episode comes
mind.
on, it's like, there was a family that went camping in the woods, and a man who you're like, you're fucking kidding me.
Yeah, and then name the same state, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
No, and it's like I have to remind myself that ever since I was a kid, walking to the deer stand alone in the dark, still to this day, I catch myself, hearing a stick break, and I turn around and I have to remind myself that I'm 23 years old and a big dude. I shouldn't have to worry about anything. And B, I have a high-powered rifle in my hand.
Right.
But I am turning around at the speed of light to see what a sound is.
For sure.
And this has been since I was 12 years old.
Yep.
It's like I want to sit in the stand with my dad because I love hunting with my dad, and for the sole fact that if there is anything out there, like there's one thing, like I don't care if you say you're not scared of the dark, but a walk to the deer stand or to the duck blind
through the woods
by yourself is one of the scariest things. I mean, it's like running up the stairs, turning off the light in the basement.
Yeah.
But times 100 in the middle of nowhere where there could be a creepy dude or whatever,
Yeah.
Sam Squanch
Bro,
trying to get
this
you.
is a funny story too. My brother took his longtime girlfriend out. They went out hunting. And so the way they had to do it was my brother has a single person canoe. And the only point where you can like easily access this lake, you basically have to access it and then paddle to the spot, or you can walk to the spot.
Yeah.
But it's not a 2-person canoe. So the way they did it, imagine a body of water, and my brother's got to go in here, and they're going to hunt over here on the other side, kind of kitty corner on the lake almost. So what he did was he had all the gear, and so he's like, okay, I'm going to put the canoe in here, and I will paddle, and I'll meet you there. Okay? So, it's dark out, but when you go out duck hunting and you're in an open area, if there's a full enough moon, you can see. You can see 100 yards. It's not like you're like in the pitch black. So it's not like walking in the woods. She felt pretty safe. She got out there. He's out on the lake setting his decoy spread. And as she was walking, she starts hearing like footsteps and stuff. And she's like, what the hell, dude? And bro, apparently she like gets pretty close to the blind. Bro, there's like 70 coyotes. Like all around her, and they're like checking her out. So she's like at the blind screaming for my brother because he's in the canoe. He's got both the guns. So she's just standing there by herself with her backpack. She's got nothing, which coyotes, man, like they're not going to attack you. You don't think. But she was like, once there's like 60 coyotes.
I'm not questioning it at that point.
And they're all within like 100 yards of you. Yeah. You really start to wonder if they're thinking they could attack you.
You start thinking they're scared of humans, but in that situation, you're like, are they really?
But if they have 60 of them, are they though? Yeah, dude. So my brother like comes paddling up and she's like, what the fuck? Where have you been? Get the fucking guns, dude. Like, so he's like, what is going on? And she's like, there's like 70 coyotes, dude, like right here. So
I would be lucky to have a girlfriend after that.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
She's a badass chick.
That's one I would. I'm
telling you,
my
bro.
girlfriend beat me and like keep hitting, get it all out.
I deserve.
I would be scared in that situation.
Oh, dude, if there was that many coyotes, I'd be freaked out.
I mean, so where we go up north, we go once a year, kind of our guys' weekend up fly fishing up north.
Yeah.
And it's all done pitch black for the hatch that's going on that time of year.
Sure.
And you're walking back there and you're up in an area where there is coyotes, wolves, black bears, whatever.
Yep.
Which to start off, I'm not scared of wildlife. I'm scared of other people. If I'm having my permit to carry and I have it with me, it's because I don't trust other people. It's not because, sure, you're going to run into a black bear, but for animals in Minnesota, majority of them are afraid of humans, period.
Right.
If you're making any noise, they're not going to come near you.
It's not like a grizzly bear.
To where I'm bringing it for other humans, right? But where we go up north, there's, my dad's been going there for years. My great grandpa started going there in the 1930s, right? Mm-hmm. So we've been going up there my entire life, and I got my buddies to come up a couple of years to where they're not huge into fly fishing. I kind of got them into it, bring them out to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So where I convinced them to go up there, but it's not a place where you're just gonna go and slam the fish, right? Middle of the night, it's hot out.
You're fishing them at night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Pitch
Yep.
black. You don't
Yep.
have your headlamp on, obviously, to scare the
Right.
fish.
Right.
You're not gonna catch a bunch of fish. I mean, you're getting snagged constantly on the
Big fish, though?
cattails. Oh yeah, there's some
Yep.
very nice fish in there, and that's why
Yep.
we go, right?
Right.
So I convinced my buddies to go up there, which they will never go again for the sole fact of how many mosquitoes there are out there. You can
Oh,
hear
yeah.
them just come by the millions, right?
Mhm.
And I'm up there one year, and I believe it was my junior year of high school.
Yeah.
And I have my buddy up there, and I was like, all right, I'll sit on the same bend with you, right? You're not like the biggest fly fisherman, to where, we can take turns and at least we're together and
you can help them out.
give
a
them
little bit.
pointers, right?
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and my dad always makes jokes before we go out. He's like, brought the Aztec death whistle with this year and scare the crap out of you guys. He's always making jokes like that, right?
Yeah.
So he makes this joke like as we're getting ready and putting our waders on. So we go out there, and we're sitting there, and it's getting dark, to the point where we're about to start fishing, and we hear something across the river from us. Not a very big river, about as wide as this room.
Yeah.
To where we hear something breaking, sticks, and not a deer could probably be making these noises, but it wasn't anything small.
Sure,
right?
it wasn't a rabbit.
Nope, and it was getting close, right? And it was snapping some pretty
And it was
big,
across the river, though?
yeah, and it was in the cattails somewhere across the river, and I'm hearing this. My buddy's like standing right next to me, and we're both listening to it. And I'm like, haha, funny, Dad. I thought you could scare us. And then I hear my dad like 6 bends down the river, and he goes, "What?" I'm like, "Ooh, that's not."
Oh, yeah. That's a heart-sinking moment.
And I just start, hey bear. I mean, my dad's came face to face with bears there, just where they're coming out of the river, and they don't move. The bear doesn't move, and the bear turns around and keeps going where it's going. They're like, "Whew!" So we know there's bears around there, right?
Yeah.
So I'm yelling, "Hey bear, hey bear, hey bear," and then you can hear whatever it is still. It's not moving much or whatever. And my buddy who's standing right next to me, I turn around and I'm like, I look behind me. He's like 10, 15 yards behind me, and he goes, "Hey, I'm scared." Because it was a serious moment, I had try my hardest to not die laughing, because
Yeah.
the sound is still, the noise is still across the river, but
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen my buddy so scared in his entire life.
Were you carrying?
Well, no, not at that time. I was junior in high school. I was like, my dad's always like,
Your dad wasn't carrying, though, either.
Nah, and he's always like, you have a 9-foot fly rod. That thing will snap in half, and whatever.
Sure.
Just a classic, like,
Classic. It'll be fine.
good luck, have fun.
Yeah.
It's like 11 o'clock at night or
Yeah.
whatever it is, and then I turn around and he's just so scared. Sam, I'm scared. Like
Oh, yeah.
the scariest
Terrified.
voice anyone did. Like
Big-
after it's all
big
said
scared.
and done, I'm like, dude, don't ever do that again. Like you went from standing right next to me to 15 yards. It was, we still talked to it.
Did you see it?
No, whatever it was just kept moseying on and went away. But I'm like, dude, you just left me up there,
Right.
to yell at this thing. And I'm not worrying about it because I don't even know what it is. And I'm
It's across the
yelling.
river, too.
You're going to be yelling at a black bear. It's not like,
Yeah, and the thing is, too, man, like a wolf or a black bear,
Yeah.
like to get across the river, you're going to have a second
Exactly.
to figure out what
And
you got to do. Like, it's not like...
you don't have many places to go. It's pretty thick, but it's like one of those things.
It's when they're
like,
coming up behind you. That's
Ooh,
when you're...
yeah.
That's when you're fucked. You
Yeah.
need to get across the river.
Oh, I carry up there, and
Yeah,
I don't carry many places besides when I know that,
there's a potential.
it's not going to hurt me bringing it,
No doubt.
I'd rather have it than to be caught without it, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
have it than not. Yeah, have it, not
Exactly.
need it, than need it, not
And
have it.
anyone crazy enough to go fish that river probably has something wrong with them, where I wouldn't want to be around people I don't know up there either. So
Yeah.
what I call wood Wookiees is, the
Oh, yeah.
crackhead of northern Minnesota.
Yeah.
The wood Wookiees, they're not there to steal
You think there's
your...
some of them living out there?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Wood Wookiees, dude? They're not stealing copper. They're stealing wood for a fight. Wood Wookiees, dude. I've met some wood
Like
Wookiees.
hermits.
Oh, dude.
Like hermits.
Oh,
They live
yeah.
in like cabins or what?
Yeah,
Some
there's
of them in
people-
cabins.
and it's like some of them might have a nice place, but they're just screw loose.
Sure.
Couple
Sure. Yeah.
screws loose.
They've lived in isolation for
It's
too
a wood
long.
Wookie. It's like
Little too long without talking to people.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't be comfortable staying around you for more than 5 minutes. You know, it's like,
Sure.
have a nice day, sir. And they're
Sure.
talking to themselves as they walk away. Okay, let's get out of here, you know? But man, there's some, like I said,
Yeah.
I'm worried
some
about
woodsy folks.
I'm worried about people more than I am, animals. You hear about people doing some messed up stuff. You don't hear about animals doing it unless they have to, right?
Yeah.
So, no, there's like I said, I have to keep reminding myself I am a, bigger dude and I'm 23 years old. I shouldn't be getting scared of noises, not so much anymore, but just the dark.
Oh, no lie, homie. I don't care. I'll be 70 and I'll be scared.
Seriously, it's like,
it doesn't matter how old I am. You got to go for a long walk in the woods at 4:30 in the morning. I'm scared.
No, dude,
I'm not like scared, like I'm not going to go, but like I'm walking around the entire time like,
yeah,
I'm on high alert. My spidey senses are tingling the whole way out.
Yeah. And, I only have to walk, maybe quarter mile to the farthest of my deer stand. And my dad will tell me stories like, yeah, back in the day in Wisconsin, we'll have to walk, 7 miles and, you'd be walking with the red light and you'd see the eyes of the wolves right now, No,
dude, fuck that.
The best part about that is you don't have to do it. It's like these the cave explorers, like they get a
that.
wife.
No, dude, that is,
dude. They have.
Why do people do that?
They have a
I don't
wife
get it.
and kids at home, right?
Dude, you seen the guys that like go into the tunnels where you can only go through one way, and if you don't end up with an out, then you're just fucked.
That's what I'm saying. The best part about it is you don't have to do it. Like
right.
the dude.
Like why do people do that?
The dude who got stuck upside down for 26 hours or whatever before he died in a cavern that he could only fit in, right?
Right.
Upside down. Like,
why?
What?
Carter loves those videos.
What's the benefit? Dude, they give me so much anxiety. They're like,
oh yeah, no,
here's
I don't
a
watch
2-inch hole we can fit in it.
I don't watch them. I don't watch those videos anymore.
Dude,
it'll be like the size of the hole, the crevice is like the exact size of this guy's body.
Oh my gosh. It's
like, buddy,
how do you breathe?
You don't know what's at the other end of this, dude. Like, why? What are you going to find in there? They never find anything.
No.
That's my problem with it, too. Like, they don't go through and they come out with, like, a diamond. And they're like, yeah, it was a diamond hole.
Oh, my gosh.
There's nothing in there but fucking dirt and rocks. Like, I don't know what's good about that.
Dude,
I don't get that.
My, a mutual friend of mine, he's big into the, not like the crazy cave exploring, but 2 or 3 years ago, he was in Minneapolis doing St. Paul caves and Minneapolis caves that are under the city. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But have killed many people because of all the toxic gases down there.
Right.
It was like big no-no. Of course, he knows this and he still goes in there.
Oh, yeah,
right?
for sure. Why not?
Detectors and gas detectors, whatever, just safety precautions. And
sure,
he was down there and he found a dead body. Like he had found a body that was like 8 months decomposed.
And he had to call the police?
He called the police and they found out who it was because of the dental of the girl that was missing. Like,
holy shit, dude.
Whether she was dumped there
or
she had down there.
That would traumatize the shit out of me.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. And I guarantee he still does, goes in these caves and does all this stuff. Like,
no,
you
dude.
never know what you're going to find in there.
Nope.
Especially in like Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Nope.
Like,
I'm good.
What are you expecting to see? I mean, it's the same graffiti that you see on train cars. It's like,
you want to catch someone down there doing the graffiti? Nah, I'm fucking good.
Dead bodies and graffiti and toxic gas. Let's go check her out.
Right. For what, dude?
Dude,
you gonna buy it? You gonna put an offer in on it tomorrow? I mean, what are we doing,
dude?
Yeah, but I can see why people get curious about like abandoned, buildings and like if people like seeking that thrill. I do get that. I'm not that guy, but I can see why people do it. But the crevices, like circling back to this, the crevices that people go into, I just don't.
Dude,
there's nothing in there, homie.
No,
like the whole thing is just dirt.
No, you have to those guys are having
I've never watched one where a dude's like, I should have enough room to fit through this hole, and then they crawl through it, and then they end up in like some cool place.
Dude, I can't.
They just end up
videos.
like, they come out another hole at the other side of the hole, and I'm like, what'd you do in there?
Well, it's like, I don't feel bad for him either. You know, it's like, you got stuck in this cavern and you passed away. You knew damn well what you were going into.
Yeah, another thing I never understand is why they go head first.
What?
like
throw a rock down there or a piece of rope to find out how deep it is.
Go in foot first?
Yeah, let's go in.
Because then if you get to a place where you're fucked, then you can go the other way and go back out.
Yeah, you hit a dead end.
Right.
You are screwed.
Right, dude.
That's
what I don't understand.
Can't call the fire department. It's not a cat in the tree.
Come down and drop me a rope, brother.
Oh my God.
No, I just don't know.
Where you can't, your hands are pinned right next to you. You can't even grab anything. Like,
right. Can you imagine?
Well,
can you fucking imagine?
I heard the story about like the, 7, 8 people that went in this cave and it started raining and
the water filled up in the hole.
Yeah, and only so many of them got out.
Right, dude.
And the rest of them suffocated and like, why do you guys do this?
Right.
Watch the videos that I do.
Right.
You know? The best part about I'm in my own bed. Watching you guys do this shit. So I don't have to.
Have you seen the guy that does the fake cave diving videos?
Oh my, like
in his room, like with the fucking with the covers over him.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh, that's so funny. Have you seen that, Carter?
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
That's the only.
That is so funny. Because you can't tell he's like just under his covers at first. He's like, I'm in this cave.
Well,
I've been crawling through for 26 hours. And then he just lifts the sheets up and it's in his room. That's the best. That's super
My
funny.
favorite trend on social media was when they're like, they'll post like the gap underneath a door, right? And they're like, I can fit through that. And then it cuts to the 2 tennis shoes. Like, I jumped in. That trend that one made me laugh quite a bit.
That's a good one.
Well, back to hunting. I will say that there's not many hobbies like hunting that you'll run into more creepy stories or ghost stories or Bigfoot or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just putting yourself out there. I'm a firm believer in ghosts. I mean, there's been way too many stories and people where I'm like, I'm not going to rule it out,
Yeah, I think not me. I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm religious, which makes it way worse. So if it's not a ghost, then, I mean, just do the math. If you're religious, like what else could it be if it's not a ghost? Well, it's not Jesus or his angels. So
yeah,
bad juju going on. Dude.
The place that we used to stay in for years, deer hunting. The amount of stories in that place alone, like
haunted.
Oh yeah, like
right.
It was their great grandparents' place, and 3 of them drinking, where the table in front of them shifts 3 feet to where they're all drunk enough where I'm not going to mention it, maybe because I just saw something on that drunk, to where it gets brought up 10 minutes later.
Yeah,
like, hey guys, did you see that?
If you're sitting in a room and you're playing cards and the table moves, what do you do,
dude?
What are you doing?
Same house, okay? The wife is up there alone, staying in the house, and like a jewelry tree where you hang all your jewelry on, right?
Yeah,
Just right by your nightstand. She had put her jewelry on there, right? Gone to bed, woke up the next morning, and every single piece of jewelry is laid out perfectly.
Oh no, I'm gone.
And
I'm gone.
No. The best part about it, that's just my friend. They're not harming me. And same house.
And then just hang them back up on the jewelry tree?
Yeah, just put them back
Nah,
on.
dude, no.
It's not like you sleepwalk and
if that
take them
happens
off.
to you, what are you doing?
I'm burning the place. I'm selling it. I don't know.
Yeah, I got to get the fuck out of there.
No, and they're like, no,
wait, do you stay there?
I've stayed many years there, right? And
do you still stay there?
No, but we hunt the same property that has, the abandoned, like the original homestead, like this and great grandparents, the original sauna.
Someone died there.
Like to where we take a picture, just like you said, with the blinds, right? There's 3 windows that you can see.
Oh no, I hate where this is headed.
We swear every year there's either a new blind closed or opened, right?
No, bro.
To where we take a picture of it every single year, right? One year, the landowner gave us the key to the house just to like open it up, see what happened, So we opened this thing up and then dead bolted from however, this thing's been locked for years. Open it up and there's a donut box, like a fresh donut box sitting there. And
no.
Yep, we're closing the door and getting out. Like, no.
It's probably some crackhead living in there,
Dude,
but still.
It's so far out in the middle of nowhere that, I mean, if someone's just like hitchhiking or walking around, like, why would you be in that area in general? It's like, no. How did you get in here?
No, that sounds...
broken windows. The door was locked. It's like, just, donuts sitting right there from like a Casey's. I'm like, no,
there's someone in there hanging out,
And these is all the same family with the house we stay at and the original homestead. And there's so many stories. And they would tell me these stories as a 12-year-old. And like, yep, let's go up to deer camp. Hell no, I ain't staying in that house. It's like,
right.
You just told me all these as a 12-year-old and you want me to get some sleep before deer hunt in the morning and the dark walk to the stand? Like,
yeah, no.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, you're not sleeping at 12.
No.
No chance.
Ugh.
No chance.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, hunting. When you're hunting, you can put yourself in some very remote situations.
Oh yeah,
where things just seem a little weird,
and
things get a little weird.
Can't help but think, like, if something does happen, you're in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Right.
No one's coming to help you.
You're lucky to have service to call anyone.
Right.
know?
Right.
It's like, I'm glad technology and tracking,
satellite, and
find my iPhone or whatever it may
someone's
be.
Someone's gonna find my body.
Yeah, they find my phone. And
they just find your phone,
gone.
dude. Like, that's all.
I'm not gonna go looking for it.
Yeah.
I would if my family went looking for me, and where we go deer hunting or something, and they find some weird shit, and I'm gone. And I wouldn't blame them if they just turn around and
that was just enough.
Came
for
back
them.
where they came from.
Like, you know what? Sam's gone.
There's nothing we can do for him now.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in God's hands now.
This is
No, you gotta be safe. You gotta be safe. You gotta be smart.
Oh yeah.
When you're going out hunting, if you're going out hunting by yourself, or even if you're with a buddy, like, you gotta be smart, dude.
No, you
There's
can never.
weird people out there.
You can never be, too safe. Whether it's duck hunting with a new guy that claims that he's been out many times before. I'm not going out unless I know the guy, like, going out with you guys or, someone else I know that hunts quite a bit. Then I'm going to be comfortable with it. But for newer people, I'm like, let's go shoot trap. Let's do sporting clays or,
I just feel like at least go through a safety talk.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, hey, dude, I don't know you very well. I don't know how much you've hunted. Here's some things that, like, I like to make sure that we're aware of before we go out.
Yeah.
Just kind of walk through it.
Even with deer hunting, like, the amount of people that climb up into a stand, like, you see however many hundreds of thousands or the amount of people that go out for deer opener, and you see that there's a lot of deaths from heart attacks or falling out of a tree stand. I mean, like, you fall out of a tree stand and you catch one of those tree pegs on the way down.
Yeah.
The amount of people that don't wear safety straps around them, even if it's just a rope, dude. I mean,
right.
I fall asleep in the deer stand. I don't want to wake up on, halfway down to the ground, just falling out. It's like, it's simple stuff like that
right.
I don't care if there's a rope around my waist, and I don't get people with some safety things. It's like, dude, it doesn't take much time to,
just try a little.
Prevent all of this.
Yeah, just try a little bit.
It's like, dude, you're going to have that one learning moment,
Yeah.
You're never going to do it
with
again.
new people that say they've hunted a lot, I've found you can ask some pretty easy qualifying questions.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like natural conversation where you can just be like, well, what do you like to usually shoot for, geese at the end of the year? Like, you can ask them what load size they like to shoot, or, what kind of blind they like leave it open-ended.
Yeah.
So you
what
hunt.
Shotgun do you
So
shoot?
you said you hunt fields quite a bit. What kind of blinds do you prefer?
Yeah.
What have you had luck with?
Yeah.
And if they talk the talk and they're like, yeah, I used to hunt a lot of A-frames, but now I really like layouts, or, I used to love layouts. Now I've really been liking, you can like really start to qualify, like, all right, this guy likes to hunt. He knows what he's talking about some, like, he's probably been out before. Yeah. You can get comfortable. But when those people are like, yeah, ground blind.
Yeah, we stand behind the hay bale.
Yeah, no, I like shooting 4 or 5 shot for geese, or, so, and then you're like, all right, man, so here's what we're going to do today.
Yeah.
Here's how this is safety talk 101. This is how I like to do it. You can ask some qualifying questions.
What's your shooting lane? I prefer the 9 to 3. No.
It's a big lane.
You hunt by yourself?
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah.
No.
I like a 360.
Yeah, there's no limits.
Right. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, and it's like,
it's good.
And you see sometimes that people get too comfortable around their friends. We trust them too much to where it's like, I get you wouldn't have shot him or done this and that, but
right.
To make us all comfortable, you know, you're the one shooting, and of course, you know you're not going to shoot someone, but for the guy that, sure, you weren't that close, but still uncomfortable range, well, you just scared the shit out of him for the rest of the hunt. You know, it's like, don't get too comfortable. Stick to the typical 10 to 2, and, you know, if it's questionable, you probably shouldn't take the shot.
Right, yeah,
you know?
just let her go. Yeah.
Some people.
It's crazy. Really quick before we close, guys, this podcast is also brought to you by Weatherby. If you haven't checked out the new Soryx, please go do. It's a beautiful gun, made in Italy, hand painted in the U.S. The people at Weatherby are incredible, amazing customer service. So go check them out. Carter, can we get a little outro music? Nice job, dude. It's fun having you back on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. We'll have to do
Always
it again sometime.
Yeah,
we better get out on the hunt soon.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Let's get some more birds down.
You're too close by. We'll have to get you back out. We gotta get you on sports, guys.
Yeah, I'd love to talk some sports.
Sometime.
Gotta wait till Gavin's back though.
I
need
know.
to.
A few weeks now, dude.
Yeah, need to rage bait him a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, it's not hard.
Yeah,
dude.
no. You just
don't
say
worry.
It takes one sentence.
Carter's holding that down.
Yeah,
No,
I got
that. He's got that position banned.
Oh gosh.
No problem. But all right. Well, thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. We'll catch you guys all on the next one. Hey, one more thing, really quick.